What is going on, Nitrocytes? It is your boy, the Nitro General here, and welcome back to another Pokemon video. Now, I think I have a little bit of a schedule going on right now. Videos go up every Tuesday and every Thursday and Friday, or at least one of the two. So you'll at least get 2 videos a week, maybe more, depending on how we get that. But that is a little bit of the schedule that I've been thinking about. So if you guys are excited for that, if you like that kind of schedule stuff, leave a like on the video, subscribe, because I'm trying to get the channel partnered, like I've been saying a lot. So if we can get this channel partnered, I can make videos for you guys full time, and that would be a dream come true, because I would love nothing more than to make Pokemon videos, or just videos in general, full time for you guys, and get paid for it, which is just a bonus. But alright, so yeah, so leave a like and everything like that if you guys are generally liking the content. But yeah. So let's get into the topic of today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be piggybacking off of an M&J TV video that he just uploaded today, I think, today or yesterday. And that is 5, well, he did 10. I'm only going to do 5 because I don't want to make this video too long. And people don't care about my opinion as much as they care about his. So I'm going to be doing 5 things that I wish Pokemon would bring back. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that I've been playing Pokemon for 20 years. 20 years. Now, I started with Pokemon Red and Blue, although the first games that I can actually remember playing through is Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think I had Gold, Silver, Crystal. I played through the game since, but I don't think I ever played through it, or I was too young. Because anytime before that, I was just too young, didn't know what I was doing. I just thought it was cool to have a Pokemon game. I was like 3 when I had like Gold and Silver and Red and Blue and stuff. But because I remember having the games, but I didn't know what I was doing until Ruby and Sapphire came out. And then I remember playing those games and slightly know what I was doing at like the age of like 5. But even then, I don't really remember. But ever since, I had played through every generation of Pokemon games. I had played through every DS and every 3DS and every Switch Pokemon game. A lot. Probably played the least of Let's Go. I think I played through that one 4 or 5 times. I had played through Sword and Shield 6 times, and every of the other games on the 3DS and the DS, I had played through 10 times each. I am currently working on playing through them more. I just love playing through the Pokemon games, so yeah. But yeah. So, but the Game Boy ones I haven't played a ton. I played every one of them at least once, but I haven't really played them a ton because it's just harder to play on the Game Boy. I don't get as much nostalgia from it as I do on like the DS ones. But yeah. So obviously, in every one of the Pokemon games, there's going to be some stuff that, you know, I liked and some things I didn't like. A lot of the older games, there's going to be more that I didn't like, really, because I didn't really do very much post-game. I just played through the games, and then, like, I didn't do very much of the Battle Towers or Battle Frontier or anything like that when I was, you know, younger. Like, I didn't even get into any of that stuff until, like, X and Y. Or I think I did some in Black and White too, but most of it, yeah, I did do some in Black and White. Black and White and On are the ones that I started doing that, because all the other ones, I was never really into battling as much. I was just into playing through the games, collecting all the Pokemon I could, and, you know, using more Pokemon during playthroughs. I was never into, like, battling, per se, or training my Pokemon until, like, Pokemon Black and White. But I had played through, like, all of them for so long. But, yeah, so I'm going to be talking about 5 things in the previous games that I wish they would bring back in a future update of Sword and Shield or in the next games, because it made the games, things that I have done in the games that have made it so much more fun for me, and things that I just genuinely miss in the games. Now, these aren't in any particular order except for the first one. The first one is in a particular order. It's going to be the one that I miss the least, and that is only because it's probably going to be a little bit of something personal to me. Not everything that I think everybody liked that they should bring back, because this thing I think is widely liked that they changed, but I don't like it, and I'll explain. So that's why coming in at the number 5 spot is HMs. Now, HMs have been a staple of Pokemon games since the very first game and up until Generation 6 in Sun and Moon, when they got rid of HMs and gave us ride Pokemon. And you get ride Pokemon throughout the game in order to get to certain areas that you couldn't before, or in the case of like fly, to like fly back to places you have already been and stuff like that. And for the most part, that was really awesome. I know when that first came out, I was like, oh yeah, no more HMs and everything like that. Like, I hated not being able to get rid of the moves on the Pokemon. I understand why, because if you get into a place where you should be surfing or something like that, and then you give your Pokemon a new move and get rid of surf, then, now you have to delete a move for surf again so you can progress. But, and I hated that. Everybody hated that. And it was just something that was like, why would you make it so your Pokemon can't get rid of the HM until later in the game when you meet a person that can delete them? Well, see, one of my favorite things about Pokemon games is the strategy behind it. Now, I love replaying through Pokemon games. One of my favorite things about Pokemon, besides competitive battling and shiny hunting, is playing through games with different Pokemon teams. Using Pokemon that I haven't used in a long time, using Pokemon I've never used, all that kind of stuff. I just love, being able to play through the game with those Pokemon. I just think it's so cool. And one of my favorite things when I was younger is creating a team as you're playing through that can use the HMs. Making sure you have a Pokemon that can learn Fly. Making sure you have a Pokemon that can use Surf. Because by the time those HMs come along, you need them in the game and everything like that. And it was just so much fun being able to be like, hey, yeah, I know I need to have a Pokemon that can learn this. And there's this, and this one that I can use, and I have to pick one of these Pokemon to use. Or if I'm making breeding Pokemon for a playthrough, then that's a little bit different because then I can use any Pokemon. But I'd always loved doing that. I loved the fact that you had to have a Pokemon that had to use Surf and everything like that. But I do understand the fact that it is a pain to not be able to delete the moves. So that is the only thing that I don't miss about HMs, is not being able to delete them when you want to delete them. The easy fix would be just like they did in Sword and Shield when they put the people in the Pokemon Center to help remember a move and stuff like that, where you don't actually have to use heart scales for that. Because that is by far my favorite thing about Sword and Shield, is the fact that you can bring Pokemon to any Pokemon Center and have them remember moves that they couldn't use before. So if you evolve a Pokemon, and let's say, okay, this is just an example, but let's say you get an Unfezant in a playthrough, and it doesn't learn Brave Bird until like late in the game, like level 50s or something like that. But you can actually take it back to the Pokemon Center and give it Brave Bird at any time because it learns it at a lower level. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just an example, because I know there are bird Pokemon that I have done that with. Because a lot of times fully evolved Pokemon will be able to learn moves early in their level up process before they were supposed to be evolved, so that you can go back and teach them before they actually can learn it by level up. So if they just do that for a delete a move thing, so if you're playing through the game and you're like, oh man, I don't need Rock Smash anymore, I don't need Cut anymore, I don't need Dive anymore, or anything like that, or be like, I can put it on a different Pokemon and then come back and get it when I need it, you can just easily delete them in the Pokemon Center. That would be the easiest thing to do. But I just loved the strategy of being like, all right, I need to have a Pokemon that can learn this and this, because otherwise I can't progress in the game. And I hate, getting Pokemon that are its only use is to use HMs, because I'd never been an HM slave kind of person. I've always just loved teaching my Pokemon the HMs. I just hated that you can't delete them. So that is one thing that they aren't going to bring back, but I really hope they do, is bring back, mandatory HMs, just give an easy way to delete the HMs. So like if they do a sequel to Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, which I really hope they do, because it's my favorite region. Not my favorite game, but my favorite region. Second favorite Pokemon game. Well, third, because I really like Sword and Shield. But yeah, so if they do a remake of those games, that they can redo HMs, but make it so you can delete them easier. That's just the one thing. That is why I'm including it on this list because I just love the whole strategy behind it, and that's why it's coming at the number 5 spot. Now, coming in at the number 4 spot is also something that hasn't been included in every game, but something that I've always had fun with in every game, and that is the Safari Zone. Now, if you guys don't know what the Safari Zone is, if you are new to Pokemon, there was a zone in, I think, I could get this wrong, but I think it was in Kanto. It's not in Pokemon Let's Go. It was in Red, Blue, and Yellow. I think it was in Gold and Crystal, and I think it was in Ruby and Sapphire. And I know it was in all those remakes of the games, like Leaf Green and Fire Red, and it was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it was in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Is the Safari Zone, which is basically this area that you can go to catch rare Pokemon that you can't catch any other places in the game. So, of course, there are other Pokemon you can catch in there that you can catch in other places, like Geodudes and stuff like that. But, for example, this is just one off the top of my head, Girafarig. I think that's how you say it, Girafarig. The little black and yellow horse Pokemon with the weird tail. That was always a Pokemon that I believe you can only get in the Safari Zone, and you can only get it in certain parts. And I have very, very fond memories of going into the Safari Zone in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That was the first Pokemon game where I actually got the strategy guide to play through the games. And if you guys have never gotten a strategy guide to the Pokemon game, I mean, come on, you gotta get a strategy guide for the Pokemon game. I mean, I got the strategy guide for Sword and Shield. That's like a hardcover, beautiful art designed one that I have that I didn't actually end up using very much because I'd already beaten the games twice before the strategy guide came out, but it's just cool to have one. And what it does is it enables you to, go through the thing, and it walks you through, tells you where all the HMs are, tells you the teams of all the people if you want to prepare for it, and stuff like that. It's just really, really useful. And in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver one, there was a part in the book that basically showed every part of the Safari Zone. And whatever part of the Safari Zone, it told you all the Pokemon you could get, when you could get it, and stuff like that. And I remember, looking through and being like, I need this Pokemon. So I would manipulate the Safari Zone so I could get to that Pokemon, turn the different areas, get the different areas, because I could be remembering this wrong. I haven't done it in so long, but I believe there was only like 6 areas or something you could get, but as you progress more, you could unlock different areas and switch out the different areas on there for other ones, and you could like turn them and put them in different places and things like that, and you could get, there was like swamps and forests and, cave, I don't know if there's a cave, but I know there was like mountain, stuff like that, just other places where you can get select Pokemon. And you go through there and collect different Pokemon. Now, I know I said before Sword and Shield came out, I really hope that's not what the wild area did, because I didn't want to only be able to catch a certain Pokemon at a certain time of day and a certain type of weather. And there was a couple Pokemon that you can only catch in a certain type of weather, but it wasn't the case. I think it was only like night and day that there were different Pokemon that you could catch. And that was alright, but it was just different areas of the Safari Zone, and I loved going through that. And I would really hope that in, new games, they would bring back the Safari Zone, if not to add new Pokemon that you can only catch there, but just to add in a new fun way of catching Pokemon and stuff. It was just something I always enjoyed, and definitely something that I would love to see them bring back, especially if they do remakes of any of those other games, which it'll be a while before they did, since they've done remakes for them all recently, except for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I mean, that one was like 2010 or something like that. But yes, that's why coming in at the number 4 spot is the Safari Zone. Now, coming in at the number 3 spot is Shiny Hunting Methods. Now, a lot of different generations, make different ways to get shiny Pokemon. Of course, shiny Pokemon, if you guys didn't know, which I'm sure everybody knows, but if you didn't, they're just differently colored Pokemon that are really rare. They don't have any stat. They're not better in any other way, except for they're just changed of a color, and they're just really rare. And you get different odds of getting these Pokemon with different methods of getting them. And, just off the top of my head, there was the Poke Radar in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum that allowed you to get Pokemon easier. There was the Dex Nav in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which, by the way, was my favorite shiny hunting method. And then there was chain fishing in X and Y. And then there was SOS hunting and Ultra Wormhole hunting for shiny Pokemon in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. These are all just... And then there was the catch combo method in Let's Go, but we don't... Pokemon fans don't really talk about Let's Go because it's not really that good of a game. It was aimed towards really lower audiences, and I hated the fact that shiny Pokemon were so easy to get. But so there was always been new ways to get shiny Pokemon besides the Masuda method, which has been in every game since I think every game since Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, I think it has been in, which basically, if you have a Pokemon from a different region than your own and breed it with another Pokemon from your region, you have a 1 in 512 chance with the Shiny Charm to get a shiny Pokemon out of an egg. And a lot of people use that one for Pokemon that cannot be, used for those special methods, because a lot of those times they are limited to certain Pokemon. Like the chain fishing is limited to only Pokemon that you can be found by fishing, and the Ultra Wormhole Pokemon were limited to only Pokemon that were found in the Ultra Wormhole. Stuff like that. In Sword and Shield, they did add it. It was the catch, the number battle method thing, where if you catch 500 of the same Pokemon, you're supposed to have a 1 in 512 chance of actually catching the Pokemon with the Shiny Charm. Except for the fact that it's broken. It doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. So you are way better off doing the Masuda method challenge. And if you don't believe me, go and look at any other video on it. If you go to Cerebi, they literally say it. If you have the Shiny Charm. Okay, so I'm not exactly I could be... The odds might be a little bit different, but I'm around what they are. So normally, to catch a wild, random shiny Pokemon is 1 in 360... Or 1 in 1,365, I believe. And I could be wrong. I think that number is wrong. But if you catch 500 Pokemon of the same Pokemon, then it only takes it down to a 1 in 1,300 chance of getting a Pokemon, which is a minuscule amount. Now, I have actually gotten multiple shinies from this method in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so it's not completely busted, but it's still busted. Like, it's still just extremely busted. And it just doesn't work, and it just sucks, because it's just stupid. I think it's like a 3% chance to get a shiny Pokemon, which is absurd. But with the Shiny Charm. So I think in the new games they should bring back shiny, different ways of catching shiny Pokemon that actually work. So that's why it takes the number 3 spot. Now, taking the number 4 spot on this list is something that I always loved doing, but they haven't done very much in games. And that is special events when it comes to legendary or mythical Pokemon. Now, I always loved the fact that to get mythical Pokemon, it was always free, and you just had to go to like a GameStop or something, get a card, punch in the code, and you would either get access to an event, or you would get just access to the Pokemon in general. The two that come up are in my head first are the Arceus event in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, which you actually couldn't actually do, I don't believe, and then the Celebi event in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And these were just, it didn't really add much, just the fact that it would give you access to an item that would give you an access to a secret place, and you'd go through the secret place and get access to a Pokemon that you would be so cool, and you could catch it and everything like that. It was just so cool. One of my favorite things about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was the fact that you could get the different legendary Pokemon in different areas of Hoenn. You fly around using the Azure Flute once you get it at the end of the game, and you catch these Pokemon. And like with Spiritomb, or Lugia and Ho-Oh, where you have to go on the boat, and you have to go up onto like the end of the boat, and there's this little wormhole that you jump into, and there's the Pokemon. Even that is really, really cool. But the events were just awesome. I loved Pokemon events. It was just something so ominous and something so cool about being able to traverse through this place, you meet a person that's like, here, I think you could use this champion, and give you like this item, and you're like, whoa, what does this do? It's like, whoa, it unlocks this place, and you traverse through this dark and ominous place fighting rare Pokemon or something like that, till you come across this mythical Pokemon that you can battle and catch, and be the only one in the entire region who has this Pokemon unless you battle online. But it was just something so cool, and I would love for them to bring back legendary events. Like if they do a remake of the Sinnoh games, I really, really hope that they do have the Arceus event in there, and you can go and get Arceus. Now, I would probably only do it for the experience because I already have a shiny Arceus, but that I would just transfer over. But I just think it would be super cool, and I really, really, really hope that they do that. But so that's why coming in the number 4 spot is the legendary Pokemon events. And coming in the number 5 spot, and the thing that I want them to bring back so bad, is the Pokemon following you. Now, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, my favorite thing was to see what all the different Pokemon look like when they follow you around. Whether that's like just having your starter Pokemon follow you around, or having like a legendary Pokemon, flying behind you or something. That is just so cool. And the fact that when they were shiny, that they appeared shiny behind you, blew my mind even more, and that was awesome. But the one thing I praise Let's Go for is the beautiful HD Pokemon following you around. I love that. You could ride on Pokemon like Tauros or Rapidash or any of those Pokemon, and seeing them shiny in the overworld after you caught them was just mind-blowingly awesome. I loved it. It was the coolest thing. And it really sucks that once Sword and Shield came out that they didn't implement it again. This is the second time that Pokemon have teased us with, Pokemon following you and then not had it in the next game. I definitely think it, in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the next installment were Black and White and Black and White 2, and I think the reason they didn't do that is because it was their first, change from, kind of 2D-ish graphics to real 3D graphics, which is why I don't really like those games as much, is because I don't like the way that they did it. But I understand why they didn't try to do Pokemon following you in that game, but there's no reason that they couldn't have implemented Pokemon following you in Sword and Shield. They already have overworld sprites for all of these Pokemon following with you. How hard would it be to just implement a few more for the Pokemon that you can't find in the overworld, and then just have them following you? There's no reason why they couldn't do that. And it really sucks that they don't, because I think it would be so cool. And even if you're in the wild area online, and you could see other people walking around with a shiny Mewtwo following them or something, that would just be so cool. And I just don't understand why they just take it away, because I've never met anybody in my entire life who is a real Pokemon fan that says that Pokemon shouldn't follow you in the games, because it's just such a cool mechanic. And I don't know, it just kind of sucks, because I really, really like that kind of stuff, and I'm sad that they aren't implementing it in these games. But so that is the top 5 things that I believe Pokemon should bring back from past games. If you guys like this video, if you like looking at this ugly mug right here, if you like listening to the commentary, any of that stuff, leave a like. Really, really means a lot. Lets me know that you guys like the videos, and I will keep making more. Like I said, leave a like, subscribe, and everything like that, because it really, really helps out the channel. The more subscribers we can get, the more likely I can make videos for you guys full time, and, they'll be higher quality and everything like that, and I would love to do that for you guys. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and hit that bell too, because when I do release another video like this, you guys don't want to miss it. So make sure you do hit that bell, so you'll be able to see them. But other than that, guys, that is really it. A little quick update on the NPBA, which is my draft league that I have created. I still haven't heard back from my Nintendo representative. If you guys didn't know, my Nintendo account was hacked along with a lot of other people's. I didn't lose any credit card information or anything, but the Nintendo representative I talked to said to wait and to not use any online services until I get the clear. I haven't got the clear yet, but the minute I do, we will be drafting for that league. And if you guys want to join the league, just go check out some of the other videos I've done on it. The link to the Discord server is in the description. If it is expired, it's just the NPBA, so that's just the name of the Discord server. But other than that, guys, that is it from me. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and as I say at the end of every video, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Nature General out. Peace.